Hi guys, welcome to the channel once again. I have quite a lot to go through, which is really bullish for Omi and Veve in general, and Akomi obviously. But let's first of all start off with the price. So as we saw for the past few days, or the past week, we did come down to, below the zero point 0.5 level of the fib. And like I said, I said we might come back down to here. We actually came quite below that actually. We went kind of double that distance. Um, I thought we might have formed a cup and a handle above the zero point 0.5 level, but we did break below it unfortunately, or maybe fortunately if you did pack your bags down there. Um, but yeah, we came back down, and obviously, like in like 1 hour or like half an hour, we saw it just increase in price from like 0.68 to 7, nearly 7.3. Yeah, 7.3. So that was pretty interesting. I just jumped on to make a video, not about this, but about other stuff, and I saw the price. And I was like, oh, okay, let me just quickly give an update. But we are just above, so let me just talk about the zero point 0.5 fib here. So as we can see, the reason why I didn't want to come below the zero point 0.5 is because that is an area of, it was an area of resistance. So as we can see, like here, we didn't like go past it. We came back down. This one went past it, and we couldn't go above it again. Couldn't go above it again. We went above it, but we came back down below it, and now we're trying to battle out that area again. And that area is 7.2. It's about 7.2. So as we can see, we are battling that area. As we can see here as well, it was a support at some cases, like here and there, but it's more of a resistance right now. So I think once we pass that, that'll be very good. And it looks like we are passing it, maybe today, because, oh, okay, so yeah, that is the price. Let me close that. And I don't know if whoever's watching, I don't know if you heard that Disney, the Disney CEO, is making, well, is ready for their metaverse. I don't know if they're making it, right? I'll talk about that a bit later. Um, but as we can see here, the metaverse will not be created by one company, wrote Zuckerberg. So this isn't uh, Bob Chapek. That's not him speaking. This is Mark Zuckerberg, which is the person who made Facebook basically. So the metaverse will not be created by one company, wrote Zuckerberg, who said Meta, so Facebook, will invest $10 billion into the metaverse. It will be built by creators and developers making new experiences and digital items that are interoperable and unlock a massively larger creative economy than the one constrained by today's platforms and their policies. So, he, or his company, Meta, Facebook, is going to be spending $10 billion into the metaverse. Now, what that means is he's going to be spending $10 billion into making it, designing it, thinking of new ways to make it better, and also to market it, right? So he's going to basically be educating the world about NFTs, which is really good. A lot of people don't like NFTs. A lot of people are against it. Even in my previous video, there was a person at work that I was talking to about NFTs, and he was just saying it was a waste of time. It was just a bubble that was going to burst, blah blah blah. But I was telling him, look, this. Facebook's making a metaverse. Disney, you got Marvel, like so many people or massive companies are getting into this space, and they don't get into this space for no reason. They get into this space because they see potential. But anyway, so that is that. And yesterday, so 14 hours ago, Taps Trades, my guy, he he done an AMA live at Decon with Reese and Noah. And let me just show you quickly what Reese said.
So we were talking about like Disneyland, the Veveverse. Disneyland CEO said Metaverse, their Metaverse, are stepping into the Metaverse. will include AR elements. They're talking about AR and Metaverse. Facebook's talking about Meta and like what they're stepping into. How does that compete with veve? Like, does that bring a little bit of, I don't know, like competitive scare, like a little bit scariness to what you guys are building, or is it just going to kind of keep broadening out what you guys are doing and also with other licensors?
The biggest part of me wants to compete. I want to beat Facebook, you know, and all those things. It's juvenile, but honestly, I think they're about to do the heavy lifting for us. You know, they're about to spend billions of dollars educating the world about metaverses, and they've already announced their intentions to be very open as an interoperable world. So I actually hope all of the industry moves towards that, not just these private things, but yeah, I think Facebook's about to do all the work for us, and then we're the only ones with this branded content that people actually want, right?
Exactly. So Facebook Meta is gonna be, pushing out all of this money, pumping all of this money to educate basically the whole world, which is what Reese was saying. And people are gonna understand NFTs, right? And then what are they gonna want? They're not gonna want. Well, I don't know what people want, but most people, people that love Disney, people that love Marvel, they're gonna want to get that, right? They're gonna want to get Marvel stuff. They're gonna want to get Disney stuff. So yeah, let's listen to the video.
Yeah. I mean, I think my personal opinion too is, there'll be different ideas of what the metaverse will be, whether it's one interconnected metaverse or whether it's, each company starts with their own. I think, we will head towards ideally something that, has Veveverse, for example, and then Facebook's and all these other ones, that they decide to do, and things are interoperable. I think that's, well,
And he just gets interrupted there, but that's just
have their own NFTs and Metaverse and like do their own thing. They've created original content on veve. So if they're stepping into the Metaverse, it would just make sense for them to keep capitalizing in how they're making money in the secondary on the NFTs they're bringing to veve and bring.
He's talking about Disney. So if Disney's making NFTs on veve, why are they making their own metaverse? Is what he's asking.
Them into their Metaverse.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Like if it's going to be interoperability, that's truly what you could potentially do.
Yeah, and plus, every licensor like Disney, like DC, Marvel, etc., they all want their IP in as many places as possible to make more money. So that's a big part of it too. I think stuff will continue to be on veve no matter what Disney decides to do. We don't even know for sure if they're making their own.
This is it. Look at Reese's face. Look.
It's very vague at the moment.
Reese, I love Reese. Watch it, man. Watch it.
Their IP in as many places as possible to make more money. So that's a big part of it too. I think stuff will continue to be on veve no matter what Disney decides to do. We don't even know for sure if they're making their own. It's very vague.
Look. Race! Hey, man. That just confirms to me, yeah, that Disney is not making their own metaverse. Their metaverse or their land or Disneyland or Disney Park, whatever they're gonna call it, is gonna be in the Veveverse. I'm telling you, that the metaverse that Disney's talking about that they're gonna make will actually be inside Veveverse. They wouldn't be I mean, they could make another metaverse, right? They could make another platform or whatever, their own app or I don't know. But it just makes sense to basically make or have the land inside Veveverse, right? Inside the Veve land or Veve City, whatever, like just around that area. And obviously, okay, so there's another video I want to show you guys as well.
So we'll just have to wait and see more information on what their plans are. But all of it's exciting. More metaverses that pop up. It helps everyone grow. The same as the NFT space.
Yep. That's true.
I guess. Is there going to be a day where potentially most of our collectibles will just turn on and be?
Okay, so this is another thing, but that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, Facebook is gonna pump out all of this money or pump in all this money to educate people. What are people about NFTs, about Metaverse? What are people gonna buy? IP, things with IP. They're not gonna buy. I mean, they will buy other stuff, but the most important things, the most, the NFTs that will become the most popular will be the most popular IP. That, you know, most people love Disney, most people love Marvel. Now, inside your house, your home in Veveverse, or your land in Veveverse, you have you'll have your house and whatever, like your garden, or I don't know what that will be, but you'll have your own place, right? Now, if only 6,000 people, and that's if everyone has one NFTs. So I'm talking about R2D2, for example. If only 6,000 people own an R2D2, right, there will only ever be 6,000 people with an R2D2 on their land, right? Now imagine millions of people signing up for this, millions of people becoming a part of this. Only 6,000 out of a million will have this NFT, and imagine how rare that will be. And R2D2, you know, I don't know, Iron Man, Mickey Mouse, like these things are massive. Or Spider-Man. Spider-Man does have a lot of mints. It does have like, I think 100,000 in total, somewhere around there. But still, 100,000 out of a million, that's still rare. So all these rare stuff that have, you know, an IP back in it, will become rare, will become valuable, and will become something to show off to people with. Do you know what I mean? So, this video over here is Reese is gonna talk about how a collectible, any NFT actually has to be ready to become animated before it's animated. So watch this.
Be animated.
It depends on the collectible itself. So to be animated, we have to have built in an entire skeleton. There's a lot more development work in there, you know, because you need an elbow to look like an elbow and things to move naturally. So it's not quite as simple as just animating everything all at once. The asset, if it wasn't developed that way, it originally would have to be redeveloped basically from scratch. So yeah, it is quite a complex process to animate any collectible. So to retroactively activate all of them, I think would.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is up to the licensor as well if that's how they want to portray it.
So yeah, basically what he said was that any NFT on Vivi that has a high file size, right, will become animated. Now that's not every single one, because Elsa, in a previous, I think it was Randy Chavez's live stream, he went up to Trevor and asked him, like, will Elsa be animated? What is the pen? Like, why is the file size so big? And basically what Trevor was saying is, like, to create that much of a, or to create, because she had a lot of like detail. If you look at her dress, it was like very detailed, and like she was really detailed. So to create that, he said that there has to be, you can't compact all the files in one. Obviously I'm not a tech, like a designer or whatever, developer, but he basically said there has to be many files put all together, not just like crushed together, but yeah, it can't be compressed into one, otherwise it will lose its quality. So they made like multiple layers or something like that. So that's why it was the file size was so big. And it also said about Elsa's shoe. On the right shoe, there's a pen, and that apparently it wasn't the pen that we thought it was. It's actually something else. So we're still yet to see what that is. But the main thing from this video is that let me summarize here. Yeah, the main thing from this video is Disney. I don't think Disney will be making their own metaverse. I think their metaverse will be in Veveverse. That is amazing. That is crazy. Especially if Facebook is pumping out all this money to educate the world, which will bring more people into NFTs. Or more people come into NFTs, more people will come into Veveverse, because the IP that they love, Toy Story, Star Wars, Marvel, is all in Veveverse. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, whoever's watching, and this video is just something to, honestly, whoever watches this will be like, yes, because I don't know how people didn't realize or recognize what Noah just said. Like he said a massive thing. We don't even know if Disney is making their own metaverse. That speaks volume. And Reese's face just, to me, confirms that they're not making their their own metaverse. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next vid. Peace.